Hey there, welcome to day 130 of the Let's Grow Annual Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and today we are going to talk about and pick out an area of mental growth because we're focusing on mental growth this entire month to add our SOAP framework to. SOAP framework again is story, options, action, and progress. And I had ChatGPT write guide 2 today, and it came up with an S acronym version of how to come up with the area that you want to work on. I like to pick a challenge area when we're applying the SOAP framework because challenges come up in our lives all the time. And it's important that we have a process we can use to deal with them. And when we practice it often enough, we install it in our subconscious. So we automatically use this process without having to consciously think about it. We talked about the different levels of consciousness previously and how important it is to actually know what we're programming into our subconscious and how it's going to impact us. And this is one of those things I've learned has really positively impacted my life by having the process installed automatically in my subconscious. So every time I'm faced with a challenge or a choice or a decision or an obstacle or a roadblock or a setback or a bad thing that happens in my life, my subconscious automatically runs through this SOAP framework and then serves me up the best option for me, given all that it knows right now. And then there's some things that come up that we have to consciously be aware of and work our way through the SOAP framework. So what we do each month is we actually go through the 4-step process one day at a time. But first, we have to pick what area we want to SOAP. So today our challenge is to pick what mental growth area is giving us a hard time or that we want to see improvement in the most. And we're going to start tomorrow adding the SOAP framework. But today we have to pick one. So the process that came up was subjective observation, objective observation, assessment of priorities, and then plan of action. That was the acronym that ChatGPT came up with for SOAP. I guess they didn't word the question and phrase the question enough so that it knew, hey, listen, we already have our own SOAP framework, which I've been feeding it to it for, all of this year and a little bit of, no, I don't think I did it last year, but this year. So, I think it's fun all the time. Depending on how you put a question out there, will determine the answers and the responses that you get. And sometimes you have to use your brain and edit, which I don't usually do because I'm busy doing other things, before you share it, because sometimes it's just poppycock. And I use it to give me ideas, and then I create my own content because it says, usually depending on the prompts that you use, or even if you create your own prompts, it will use the same phraseology, the same wording over and over and over again. ChatGPT loves certain words and it uses them just like human beings do to the point of irritating you. So today we're going to pick a way to come up with the area that we're going to apply the SOAP framework to. I haven't decided mine yet. It's probably going to be something to do with more positive thinking, less negative self-talk, or dealing with situations immediately in a more positive way, flipping the switch. I haven't decided yet. I've got to go through this process and figure it out and use it for myself. Also in guide 2 is Jovi's story, and we will carry Jovi's story throughout all of the next 4 days, plus today and yesterday, of the process, so that I'm not coming up with different people every time. Because I think it helps when we go through a process like this to see how someone else would actually have applied it. At least it helps me. If it doesn't help you, let me know, and we won't do it that way going forward. But we did it the last month or two, and I think it's been a little bit more effective than if I'm always switching up and telling somebody else how they applied that step of the process. All right, any questions? Do we know what we're doing? We are coming up with an area to apply the SOAP framework to, so we can scrub it up and clean it up and make it not be such a challenge for us going forward. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow. Hey, congrats on day 130.